Hello, people. This is Danny Graham. This is Comic Chat. Welcome to my show. First of all, I want to tell you all, I thank you all that's going to join me, that's joining me, that I support. Thank you for your support. Also, I want to tell you that I'm almost reaching my goal of 1,000 subscribers. Right now, I'm at 922, which puts me about 78 away from hitting my mark of 1,000. What I need to monetize on YouTube. That is what I'm trying to do. I need your help. I need your support. So anybody that hasn't subscribed or tells somebody that needs to subscribe, please tell them. Hit me up at Comic Chat. Hit the notification bell. Also, make sure that you hit that like button. Um, I'm going to talk about basically two things today, which may spill over to some more. What's up, Great Words guy? Glad you could join me. You get your camera running? If you got your camera running, I'll send you a link and you can join me. But I'm talking about mainly two things today. Well, it's going to be three things. First of all, if you have not got Disney Plus now, you need to get Disney Plus. Disney Plus is providing us with a great service. I think it's $6.99 for AT&T and other customers. If you have Verizon, you can get Disney Plus free for the first year. That is a tremendous savings. I got Disney Plus, um, and I've been watching it every day, nonstop. There is a particular show on Disney Plus called The Mandalorian, which I'm going to talk about. My first topic. The Mandalorian is a Lucasfilm. It was created, I think, by Dave Filoni. Jon Favreau, I think, may have his hand in it as well. But it's basically the story of a warrior. His name is the Mandalorian, as I already know about him by now. He is, if you look at him, he has a very similar appearance to Boba Fett for Star Wars, if you got any Boba Fett fans out there. The Mandalorian basically is a bounty hunter. He's very skilled in weapons. He has his own ship, but he's very skilled in capturing people. What's up, Mr. Scott? Appreciate the support. And he goes around collecting bounties and trying to get different, this particular metal, I can't think of the name of it, some kind of steel that they use to reinforce their armor that they wear, the Mandalorian armor. So far, it's been two episodes. The first episode, if I'm not mistaken, came out Tuesday, about 6 in the morning. I watched it first thing. The second episode came out this past Friday, I think about maybe 3 in the morning. I didn't watch it until later on that night because I had to work. But it's going to come out every Friday, is my understanding, around about 3 a.m., between 3 and 6 a.m. on Fridays. I think Star Wars is definitely going in the right direction. I like everything about this now. I'm a casual Star Wars fan. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know the canon and I know the legends. I'm going to also get into canon and legends. Canon is basically it's a timeline. It's a particular order that things go in, and that a lot of these Star Wars enthusiasts they love to harp on canon, 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 canon. I have a good friend of mine who is very knowledgeable on canon. He reads the books. Um, he knows the literature. He knows the movies backwards and forward, canon, and some books I read more of the legend than the canon. I read books that grab my attention. But I was watching one YouTuber just yesterday. I'm not going to call her name or the show that she's on, but one of her biggest arguments, if any of you that watched episode 2, well, episode 1 introduced us to well, before I go any further, this is a full spoiler. So if you haven't watched The Mandalorian, you might want to turn this off now because I want to tell you different parts of it. And for those of you that have watched both episodes of The Mandalorian, you know what I'm talking about. At the end of the first episode of Mandalorian, they discovered that there's a baby, whatever species Yoda is, and it looks just like a miniature young version of Yoda, little baby Yoda. It's 50 years old. For those of you that don't know, some of you may know that the Yoda species lives several centuries. I think Yoda was over 800 years old when he died. I think the average lifespan of one of whatever Yoda species is called is about 900 years. Well, this baby was 50 years old. It had a bounty on the head, wanted dead or alive. But I think the scientists, one of the imperial officers that put the bounty out on this child, the scientists wanted more so alive. The imperial officer didn't care one way or the other. But anyway, the Mandalorian was able to get there. There was another bounty hunter droid that they worked together for one part of the show. But then at the end, the cyborg or the bounty hunter robot wanted to kill the baby Yoda, and the Mandalorian wasn't having any part of that, so he eliminated the bounty hunter robot. Now, going back to what I said earlier, there is a female on another YouTube channel, and I saw, and she was preaching that, look, people know that are into it and are serious followers of it, or that this episode 2, the baby used the Force. And her argument was, and it's probably a very good argument, because like I said, I'm not a hardcore Star Wars fan, I'm a casual fan, that this breaks canon. They retcon this, and that the baby can't use the Force at this young age, and yada yada yada. And she was just going into why this didn't work. Whether it's canon, whether it's legend, whether it interferes with the timeline or don't interfere, at the end of the day, these are movies and they are here to entertain us. Who cares if this baby can lift a rhinoceros? That's what it lifted in the particular episode. Or lift a house, and Luke Skywalker couldn't lift that X-Wing fighter. Nobody cares about that. Now, just as a casual fan, it's my understanding that Yoda species was exceptionally more powerful and more sensitive to the Force than any other species. And there's rumor out there saying that Yoda, and if you watch one of the, I think it was, I'm not sure, Clone Wars, one of those prequels, there was a female species of Yoda, and her name was Yaddle. If you look up online, you'll find it. There's a rumor out there that maybe Yaddle, this baby that we see in The Mandalorian, may be the child of Yoda and Yaddle. So we know that Yoda is strong as hell with the Force, and this Yaddle was like one of the masters on the Jedi Council. So if they had a child together, who's to say that child wouldn't be exceptional or more powerful at a younger age? Which canon may not have covered that because it didn't anticipate that. George Lucas keeps Yoda's species very close to the chest, very, very secretive. We know very little about Yoda or his species. So at the end of the day, whether it doesn't hold true to what canon says or whatever the Star Wars textbook says, at the end of the day, this is about entertainment. Entertainment. Canon, legend, whatever the case may be, whoever read these books, write these books, just because something doesn't hold water on one part of a movie, I don't understand such the importance and such devotion and such determination people are worried about if something doesn't match up. At the end of the day, we want to see a good film that's entertaining. Now, it may not be entertaining to certain individuals. It may be entertaining to certain individuals. I personally think that Mandalorian is a step in the right direction for the Star Wars franchise. I was not happy with The Last Jedi, and I was not happy with The Force Awakens compared to the other Star Wars that I've seen in the past. I'm hoping that The Rise of Skywalker that's coming out next month will be much better than the last two. There are some people, like I say, a good friend of mine on YouTube that think that The Last Jedi was fantastic and that Luke was able to project his spirit across the galaxy to save the rebellion, give them time to get out of the cave. It was fantastic. It was a fantastic feat. My only argument is that it was underwhelming to me. Yeah, he projected his body, but I want everybody, most people that go wants to see a kick-ass lightsaber fight. We didn't see that. I felt like I was let down, didn't get my money's worth, because I want to see a kick-ass lightsaber fight in some part of the movie. I didn't get that. I thought Luke Skywalker would have been sensational, some kind of special moves or something, a style we never seen before. Didn't get that. So that was what was underwhelming for me. But a lot of people are saying, I think they messed up when they released The Mandalorian before Skywalker. I kind of said that too, but it's my understanding that the Mandalorian is only going to be 8 episodes, and that it's going to end just before the Rise of Skywalker comes out. So it's already going to be over, said and done. So it's not going to affect the viewership at all. But if you have not watched Mandalorian, you need to watch it. Like I said, it's already 2 episodes. They come out every Friday. I think it was excellent. The first episode basically showed his skill set, and it kind of reminds you of a Western. He comes into the bar. There's some kind of confrontation already. He has to show his skill in fighting and shooting, and he gets the bad guy. There's one part where he says, um, and the guy said, "What are you talking? Is that for me?" He said, "You can come in. I can bring you in cold, or I can bring you in hot." I thought that was pretty intense, pretty cool line how he said it. But the Mandalorian, like I said, he's a warrior, very skilled. Weapons. He carries this rifle on his back. This rifle, I don't know what kind of firepower or what kind of caliber it is, but when it hits you, it's not stun or kill. It's disintegrate. It disintegrates whenever it impacts. It is you're disintegrated. So that's right. He said cold or warm. You're absolutely correct. Great words, guy. So the second episode basically was about um, he was taking the baby back to his ship, but these raiders had already stripped his ship. They took everything. He wasn't able to fly or get off the world or anything. So he was able to go back to a guy that he made friends with. The guy was able to broker a deal between him and the guys. He had to go to this cave and get some kind of egg. This egg was something that they like to eat, but it was guarded by this rhinoceros type being. So him and the baby Yoda went to the cave. He tried to fight it, whatever, but it was just too much for him. It was about to, in my opinion, kill him, but baby Yoda was able to use the force and hold it off long enough for him to stab it and kill it. And then he brought the egg back, and then they were able to give him back all the parts for his ship. He was able to repair his ship and get off the planet. Some people call it a filler video. Um, some people keep crying. It didn't show any character development. It didn't do this. But at the end of the day, was it entertaining? To me, it was entertaining. I've even heard some people say, it's not the music. But the guy that directed this and making it directed Creed. Now I will give you that. I listened to it on the second episode. I pay more attention. The music is not Star Wars. It sounds like something off of Creed. So he needs to change that. I totally agree. If you listen to the music when he's flying the ship or going there, it sounds like when Creed is about to fight somebody, or Apollo or Rocky's about to fight somebody. It's that kind. It doesn't sound like it belongs in the Star Wars universe. So I give you that. But at the end of the day, the show is entertaining. It doesn't make me want to say, what the hell? I want to see it. I'm ready for next Friday so I can see the third episode, and I think it's going to get better. They already showed some clips where we see the Mandalorian in his full armor. The metal that he collects from the bounty, it can be melted, and then there's a blacksmith that can frame it to whatever piece of metal that he needs. His armor was greatly damaged in his last battle with that rhinoceros. So I think that once he takes the baby back, or he gets some more money or whatever, more of that metal, then he's going to improve and fix his suit. Great Words guy said he said the rifle he uses is the same one that Boba Fett used in the animated Christmas special. I don't know. I've never seen the animated Christmas special. Yes, it does has an old Western influence. It reminds me, it's been compared to Clint Eastwood movies. Kind of like the cape Clint Eastwood wearing, Fistful of Dollars, and the movies that he's notorious for wearing that little Parker or whatever you call it. That cape kind of has that same effect. Mandalorian's a little bit longer than what Boba Fett wears his, but it's pretty much the same concept. It also reminded me a lot of, Dread. If not the one Rocky with Sylvester Stallone, but the one that with Carl Urban, where he wore the helmet the whole time. That's kind of what it reminds me of, the Dread movie. Like I said, I'm the casual Star Wars fan. I don't care if it holds up the canon or not. I don't care if it holds up the legend. All I care about is that when I go and put my butt in the seat, I'm going to be entertained. At the end of the day, I'm about entertainment. It don't have to make sense. All it has to do is entertain. Because at the end of the day, this is fiction. On top of that, it's science fiction. None of this stuff is true. None of this stuff is real. So people that's like having fits and busting blood vessels because this movie didn't hold up to what the book said, or this can't be true because it totally wrecks this concept, that concept. I mean, to me, you got too much time on your hand. I mean, I wish I had that kind of time on the hand where I could sit and analyze every single aspect of it. Some stuff you're gonna like, some stuff you're not gonna like. I know some people that may watch and say, "Well, he don't know what he's talking about." But the reason I got this challenge because I'm going to express my views, Danny Graham views, and they're not going to correspond to everybody else. And I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not as knowledgeable as some of these other individuals that has YouTube channels and do this every day. But I want to be heard. That's why I got my channel. So on my channel, I can think and say what I want to say. And if they don't like it, then tough. But at the end of the day, if you're a Star Wars fan, you should like The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian, in my opinion, in Danny Graham's opinion, is very good for Star Wars. I think it's well written, well directed, and I'm looking forward to the 8 episodes of the first season. And I hope and I think it's going to be picked up for a second season. I'm going to go to my next topic, and that's Black Adam. I know some of you thought Shazam probably sucked, was not good. There's some things I liked about it, some things I didn't like about it. I did not like about how Billy Batson looked like a ass clown when he got his powers, doing all the lightning throws and dancing and all that kind of stuff. Because in my memories, childhood memories, young adult memories of Shazam, once Billy Batson became Shazam, he got the wisdom of Solomon. He didn't seem to tap into that wisdom until the very last part of the show where he was facing the seven deadly sins, and he figured out that if he took it from that guy, that he would lose his power from Dr. Sylvan, I can't pronounce his name, but the bad guy, Mark Strong, the character that Mark Strong played. Had he used the Solomon's wisdom the whole movie, I think it would have been a better movie. There's some people that saying that Black Adam should not be a standalone movie. I disagree. I think Black Adam is going to be a more serious movie. I think it's going to be a better directed movie because The Rock is in it. The Rock has been chasing this character for, I know, at least 10 years. He's finally got it. The release date, what I'm being told, is going to be December 20-something in 2021. And I heard it's going to compete with Avatar 2. Now, as we know, Avatar 2's release date's been pushed back so many times, it's ridiculous. I'm not even looking forward to Avatar 2. I'm probably going to go watch it because I critique those kind of movies, and it's my responsibility to go watch stuff that pertains to the show so I can give you my assessment of it and tell you whether or not I think it's a good movie or not. So I'm definitely probably going to go see Avatar. It should it come out whenever it also in December of 2021. Now, I personally wouldn't go against Avatar if I was booking the Black Adam 2 or Black Adam movie. But I can tell you, I would go see Black Adam before I see. If they come out the same day, I'm going to see Black Adam first. Black Adam has always been one of my favorite characters. I'm currently reading the Shazam book, the Shazam comic book. They're behind in some of their issues. I haven't read the latest one I got. I think it's issue 7. But Black Adam is going to be a major part, from what I can tell, the build up they have in the book. If you go online, Dwayne Johnson's talking about how he's been thinking about this character, how he feels about this character, that he feels that Black Adam is a hero. I don't know what he's smoking because of everything that I've seen. Black Adam is not a hero. He's definitely a villain. And sometimes he does things that seems to be hero-like because it suits his needs at that particular time. But Black Adam is not a hero. I don't know what kind of spin they're going to put on it. Maybe an anti-hero or something like that. I'm not sure. but I'm interested, and I think Dwayne Johnson can pull it off. I think he's going to put butts in the seat because he is eye candy to women, and guys like him because he's macho. I think his suit will fit and look better because the guy that played Shazam, you could tell that that suit was, man, was kind of puffed up in places, but The Rock does not need any kind of help when it comes in the muscle department. So I think his look is going to look better than the guy that played Shazam. I'm definitely looking forward to that. There's a friend of mine who says he's not looking forward to this movie, that it does need to be standalone. I think it needs to be a standalone. Then I think that they need to incorporate where, at maybe at the end of Black Adam, they need to tell Black Adam's whole backstory, keep it totally about Black Adam, and then maybe at the end of the movie, transition into today's time, and that he's been awakened, or he now senses that Shazam is still has just been awoken, and now he used that spell to create the other Shazams, and now he's um, in credit scene can be him flying from the Rock of Ages or wherever towards the Shazams, and he's saying something like, "Wait till I get there," or "You ain't seen nothing yet," or something Dwayne Johnsonish. You haven't seen Avatar yet, Great Words guy? You might be one of the only people on the planet that hasn't seen Avatar. It's been out. I can't remember what year it came out. I've seen it 2 or 3 times. It's okay. I don't know what James Cameron is doing to try to make this Avatar. I know he was to supposedly film Avatar 2 and 3 at the same time, kind of like how the Russo brothers did Endgame and Infinity War. They filmed it kind of simultaneously all together, some parts. So from the interviews I've seen, the actors, some of the actors didn't know whether it was actually Avatar or was it actually Endgame. Endgame, or was it actually Infinity War? Because Russo Brothers had the schedule so jumbled up. So I'm thinking, I heard that James Cameron did a similar thing where he filmed uh, Avatar 2 and 3. I think, seemed like I heard it's going to be like 6 or 7 avatars, something like that. I'm not sure. Not really. Avatar, the first Avatar was visually appealing because back then 3D was king, so it looked good. You have it 3D, and had a lot of lights and stuff. And that's why it made a lot of money because if you go to a 3D picture or a 3D movie, you're gonna pay more. I think a 3D movie is $14, $15 maybe. So of course the 3D was being pushed out. That's why it stayed on top for so long. Now you got to realize that in-game pass in Avatar, there was no 3D. I didn't ever see. I've seen in-game 3 times, and I didn't see any in-game in 3D. I haven't heard of it. I'm not saying that there were movie theaters that did provide it in 3D. I didn't see it, but they made all that money just regular movie admissions, no 3D admissions. So that's impressive too. Um, but again, I'm ready to see Black Adam. I think Dwayne Johnson is the perfect actor. I think he's going to pull it off. He's been chasing it for long enough, so I'm glad he's finally able to grab it. And I hope that they don't tease us with this because I don't want them to get our appetite wet for it, and we get ready to go see it, and then they push the date back. Because you keep pushing these dates back too many times, and you're never going to see the product that you're promoting. But these are just my 2 cents, my thoughts on the Mandalorian, Black Adam, also Disney Plus. I can't go without saying Disney Plus is awesome. For those of you that my age, which is I'm late 40s, um, it has all the Spider-Mans, Spider-Man Unlimited, Spider-Man Has Amazing Friends, um, Web of Spider-Man. It has X-Men. It has all the Star Wars movies. It has all the Star Wars cartoons. I've already watched Clone Wars when they actually was running. And now I'm watching Rebels. Rebels is awesome. If you have not watched Rebels, you need to watch Rebels because it will tell you a lot of give you a backstory and history on a lot of the Star Wars lore, and you'll learn a lot of stuff. I'm on season 2 now. I think it was 5 seasons total, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but but it is awesome. I encourage you, if you are a Star Wars fan, take advantage of that. Any movie just about that Disney made, it has on there. It has Dumbo, Lion King, Lady and the Tramp, um, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, all that stuff is on there. So for $6.99, I think that's a good deal. I think if you get about a year, it's a little under $70, which may be the cheaper or the best bargain. I'm not certain, but I got mine for $6.99. First 7 days is free. Like I said, I bought it just for the sole purpose of the Mandalorian. Everything I got else is just icing on the cake. But Disney Plus, definitely get it. You won't be, if you are a comic book fan, a movie fan, a Star Wars fan. He even has National Geographic on there. So if you're a fan of that kind of stuff, please make sure you go ahead and get that. You'll enjoy it. Been on right now for 26 minutes. The people that are on here, Great Words Guy, and there was one other guy, Mr. Scott. I really appreciate your support. If you have any questions, now's the time to ask. I'm trying to answer them. Any topics you might want to discuss, I'm going to open the floor up at this time. I've also read and heard that Marvel has introduced Phase 5. I saw a brief timeline, but I can't remember the movies off the top of my head. I did remember there's going to be a Nova. I saw Nova on that Phase 5 timeline, and I can't remember the other ones. I briefly glanced at yesterday. I didn't sit down and study it or put it in my notes, but they're doing a Phase 5, and it's my understanding between the TV shows and movies, they're going to do about 20 in the next 5 years. I think they're going to try and do 4 movies a year. That's what I read. So that's going to be a lot. I'm eager to see what they're going to do in Phase 4, and then Phase 5 should be even better. So in the next 10 years, we should get a lot of material from Marvel that should keep us satisfied. Mr. Scott said, would you like Qui-Gon Jinn in the Obi-Wan series? I would love to see that. Qui-Gon was one of my favorite characters. Ian Neeson, Liam Neeson is a fantastic actor. I love the way he portrayed Qui-Gon. I'm trying to figure out why, if Qui-Gon learned how to do the Force Ghost, they hadn't introduced him yet in any medium or show that I've seen yet. I'd be interested in seeing that. Everyone is big on Obi-Wan and saying he was such a great Jedi, which he was. I'm not taking anything for him, but he wasn't my favorite Jedi. I would love to see a show or a series on Mace Windu. Mace Windu always grabbed my attention. Whenever Samuel Jackson was on the screen, whatever, and whenever I saw him on Clone Wars, the episodes that featured him, I was always drawn to him. His mystique, his no nonsense. A lot of people I talked to and hear on YouTube say they can't stand the purple lightsaber, but I loved it. I liked that it stand out. I like that he had developed his own fighting style that only he had mastered. I think he taught one other person from the books that I read, who's a legend, not canon. He taught his Padawan how to fight in that style. That style is so dangerous, and it taps into the dark side, but you got to have complete control over it. If you don't, it will consume you. And he was the only one, to my understanding, him and his Padawan had mastered that. That impresses me. And like I said, the color, I think the color represents a combination of the red lightsaber and one of the blue lightsabers. So you know, if red and blue colors are formed together, that makes purple. So that's just my opinion. I haven't read that anywhere. Ain't heard that somewhere. That's just Danny Graham's 2 cents. How he got the color purple? Because the red lightsaber represents the dark side, and of course, the blue lightsaber represents the light or the Jedi. You combine those two colors and you come with purple. That's just me. It makes sense in my mind. I could be totally off base. If I am, please be sure to put a comment down saying that no, Danny, you're wrong. I'll accept that. Um, but I'm eager to. I think Mandalorian is going to be successful, and I think that Qui-Gon, I think Obi-Wan is going to be successful based on how well Mandalorian does. Uh, it was Jackson's idea of purple. Yeah, I heard that because he wanted to stand out whenever they had the fight scenes or a big scene. He would be able to stand out. I can believe his ego picked him out to do that. I don't have a problem with it. I thought the purple lightsaber was cool, but that, that sounds right for Mr. Jackson. I don't doubt it. Um, a little over 30 minutes now, Mr. Scott. Great words, guy. Please come with any questions, comments. I'll keep it going. If not, then I'm going to end. And of course, I'm going to thank you both for joining my show. If you have any friends that are interested in this type of material, please, please, please tell them to subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm about 73 subscribers away from being able to monetize to get my required 1,000 subscribers. I got well over 4,000 views, so I should be good on that department. But I definitely need those subscribers. I need them hopefully before February. But I'm trying to think of anything else that I've heard this week that may be interesting to bring up. Mr. Tucker, how you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. Glad you could join me. Right now I have the floor open for questions. Mr. Tucker, do you have any questions that you may have? If not, I'm probably going to wrap it up. But I am going to go through my notes one last time before I do. Are you playing Fallen Order? No, I am not a game player, sir. I've seen it on YouTube. I mainly play NBA games. I love any Mortal Kombat game. Um, I play, probably gonna laugh at me, but GameCube has this game called Def Jam: The Fight for New York. I had it when it first came out many, many moons ago, but I thought about that game was going crazy about it. My wife went online last Christmas and bought the GameCube system and bought that game, and I played that game like crazy. Fight for New York, yep, that is my favorite all-time game. I know you're gonna laugh at me and say I can't believe, and I'm telling my age. Well, sure, I'll be 50 next year, but that is my favorite game. I can play that for hours. I like to make my own guy. I call him Mr. Black. Learn the different fight styles. Those fighting styles are on point. That's what I love about it. You got 5 different fighting styles to choose from. I usually use Street Fighter, karate, and the wrestling. And man, you just go to town. It's your skill set versus the next person's skill set. And the more you win, the more money you get, more tattoos, more jewelry, more clothes, the more your power and skill level grows. So I love it. I haven't played it in probably about 3 weeks now. I may play it tonight when I get off, but that's mainly what I play. I've seen. I don't know if you on YouTube much, but there's a YouTuber called Drunk 3PO. He plays it a lot. And there's also Robert Storms, a good friend of mine. He plays it. Robert played it last night. I won't able to get on, and I think he played the night before. And I think if you go to Robert Storms, he has a video he put out today about should you get it or not. I'm really not into those games like that. I'm more so into Marvel, DC, and like I said, I'm a casual Star Wars fan. Do you like the second? I like everything about Mandalorian. The only thing I did not like about the Mandalorian, I'm glad you brought that up. The first episode, whenever he had to learn how to ride that lizard-looking thing, I wrote the name down, what they call it. It's called a bunga or something like that. A blurg. We had to learn to write them blurs. I could tell that blur was fake. You could tell that was a green screen. That's the only critique I got about it. That critique, I mean, my critique of that blur was crap. They could have done better than that. And to me, it was lost on how he had to learn how to write, and then he used the force to calm it the hell down. I mean, they was throwing him for 2 or 3 minutes. Then he was able to put his hand and refocus. And he was able to write it. That was bull crap. That's the only thing about it I didn't like. But other than that, I think the Mandalorian is a home run. The second one, I like the part where he was getting on that that tank with those Raiders was on, and when he was shooting with that gun, picking them off. Man, that was awesome. That was fire. Did you watch Spider-Man Unlimited? I think it's underrated. I wish it got more episodes. I watched it when it originally came on. The high, we call itself the High Evolution, I think his name was. I like the way the little nanites came out that watch, put on his suit, and he could turn invisible and kind of fly and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was crazy. Spider-Man Unlimited, like you said, it needed more episodes because I was curious about those bestials. I think they were turning towards Spider-Man because the High Evolutionary, had that God complex. It was crazy. But you need to watch. I don't know how old you are, Mr. Scott, but you need to check out Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. That's my favorite version of Spider-Man. And they only show one episode, but I think it was 3 episodes. They only show one season, but I think it was 3 seasons because there's some episodes in there that I remember that's not on there now. So they didn't download all the seasons. But Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends is awesome. I recommend the ones on there now. You need to watch Sunfire. You need to watch the one where Dracula kidnaps Firestorm. That was a good one. And then I'm trying to think of another one. I'm not a fan of Green Goblin. But learning how the Sandman, when the Sandman finds out Spider-Man's true identity, that was one of the good episodes too. So check that out. Mr. Scott say he loves Robert Storm. He makes my day. Robert Storms, I've never met him personally, but we talk through text just about every day. I comment on stuff. I D him on Twitter. We text on the phone. He is a very good YouTuber. If you haven't subscribed to him, please subscribe. He's very knowledgeable, very funny. He did a YouTube video yesterday where he was David P. Dumbass, and he was partying about how the Joker made $1 billion. Thought it was very funny. So check him out. Support his channel. Jason Tucker said the two-legged lizard. Yeah, the two-legged lizard totally sucks. If I had to critique anything or have anything negative to say about the Mandalorian, that would be it. Nick Nolte, I have spoken. Yeah. Nick Nolte is doing an excellent job. I like his character. You can tell it's Nick Nolte. It sounds exactly like him. The face looks, if you look hard, you could put a comparison of the character he plays and himself. You can see features in each other's face. So, Mr. Scott said, I've seen Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends. Yep. Jason Tucker said, they put the 1960s. No, I do not like that. Only thing I like about that is the song. The 1960s Spider-Man show song is fire. Spider-Man, that's hot. But the episodes, I don't like. I don't like the graphics. I don't like nothing about that. So I'm going to disagree with you on that one, brother. I prefer, like I said, Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends is my favorite. The other one you see is Spider-Man Unlimited. That's good too. My least favorite Spider-Man, which not 60s, but if you remember the Spider-Man with the MTV did, it made it last one season, maybe about 6 or 7 episodes. I totally hate that. It had this electric vibe, and the artwork looked kind of funky. Only show I can remember when they had Electro on there. but I did not care for that Spider-Man at all. Jason Lee Tucker said, rumors they're going to reboot Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Man, that would be hot. I haven't heard that at all, but I would definitely watch it. Like I said, that's one of my all-time favorite. I love it when he brings Jimmy in. I'm not a fan of Jimmy. There was one episode where he was like, every time somebody did a super chat, he showed Jimmy. No. I mean, that's his brother. Got no problem. Never met his brother. I'm sure his brother's a nice guy, but I could do without the Jimmy. But like I said, Robert Storm, that's my boy. Very talented guy. I wish I could do some of the comedic strips that he does, because, like I said, the one yesterday was funny to me. He does funny, very funny scripts. So, like I said, if you get a chance to support him and watch him, do it. His show, I've learned a lot from him, and he's helped me with my subscribership too. So, shout out to Robert Storms. That's my boy. Do you like? I remember Spider-Man. I remember that Spider-Man. I don't hate it. Talking about the MTV Spider-Man. I think that's what you're referring to, Mr. Scott. I don't care for that one at all. I actually like that Spider-Man series too. Okay. You have the right to like what you like, brother. 5 episodes before they canceled. That should tell you that the general population thought that it wasn't too hot. So, not my cup of tea. I drank it, but I spit it out. So it's not my cup of tea. To try and get the jump to a different topic that just hit my mind. Have any of you been watching Flash and Black Lightning? I am a big CW fan. I haven't watched the last I haven't watched the last Arrow, and I totally have not watched any Supergirl this. But I know it's going to tie into the Crisis on Infinite Earths. But I've been watching Flash. I watched Flash last night, the last episode, and Black Lightning. To me, Black Lightning is underrated. It's under the radar, but they have some good episodes. Great words, guy. You need to get back on it, man. I'm telling you, the Flash. If I was DC, I would fly to Canada, where they film the Flash. They film all the CD shows in Canada, with the exception of Black Lightning. Black Lightning is the only one that's filmed in Atlanta. But the other ones, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, are filmed in Canada because it's cheaper. Supergirl used to be filmed in California, but I was hearing that the episodes were through the roof. Go back. Don't lose faith on the Flash. I'm not sure where Batwoman is. I watched Batwoman because it's a comic book and comic book show, and I cover that stuff. Other YouTubers say it's trash. I can tolerate it. Is it Batman? Hell no. To me, she gets her ass kicked more than I ever seen Batman ever got his ass kicked. When somebody's saving her life, or she's always saying, oh, this is a woman's this or a woman that. Look, I got nothing against women. I got nothing against women superheroes. But you don't have to say that you're a woman every 10 seconds or every 10 minutes in an episode. We know that you're a Batwoman. We know that you're supposed to be a badass. All I say is go out there and do it. Don't talk the talk, walk the walk. She's learning how to use Batman stuff because, of course, she's height, weight, and different proportions. So the stuff that he used as computerized, like they had an episode where she threw the Batarang, but she missed it and it broke some expensive vase. And for whatever reason, they got cameras in every building in Gotham now. So news reporters was able to see where she missed it and critiquing her and criticizing her about that. So the guy, Lucius Fox's son, is now helping her. He's the brains band outfit. He had to recalibrate, and he said, I found out why you missed the Batarang last night because Bruce's arms is longer than yours and this, that, and the other. So he recalibrated. So it's showing all that stuff, and she don't know what she's doing. She's kind of flying by the seat of her pants, and maybe it will get better. Maybe this is growing pains or a learning curve they're going through, but it, it's on the bottom of the list of the CW shows. Flash to me is Flash and Black Lightning. They're like neck and neck. Black Lightning, you need to watch it. That's all I can say. Storyline is good. Mr. Scott, you see on the Batwoman stories so far. What do you think? Uh, I think that she needs some work. The episodes I'm seeing, she getting a butt whipped. Hey, Miss Haley, how you doing? Lisa, good to see you. Batwoman's getting her butt kicked. She's always talking about this. She's trying to act tough, and she's going through the motion. Her sister's more tougher than she is, and she had no training. All she did was stay with her crazy for about 10 years and got crazy like she is now. But she has zero training. Supposedly, Kate Kane went to this far off Shaolin monk place and did all this kind of training and stuff, similar to what Bruce Wayne did before he became Batman. But like, she's getting her butt kicked at a higher rate than I ever seen Batman. Only person I ever seen really just put a butt cutting on Batman was in the movies was Bane. But shoot, 2 or 3 regular people that already beat her. I have not seen Doctor Sleep or Last Christmas. I'm not really into that horror kind of stuff. I watched some of Stephen King stuff, like The Shining. I never saw that. So all I know is here's Johnny. That's about it. But I didn't have no desire to see Doctor Sleep. I never heard of Last Christmas. I can tell you a movie you do need to see. Have any of you seen? It's on Netflix. It's the story of Dolomite. You check it out. Dolomite is my name. Eddie Murphy plays Dolomite, whose real name is Rudy Ray Moore, who's a famous comedian in the 1970s. And he wanted to be famous and be a star, but no one would help him. He always get doors slammed in his face. So he did it himself. And man, it is very funny. It's a very good movie. I think it's about an hour and some change, maybe 2 hours. But check it out. It's called Dolomite is My Name. It's a very funny movie. I've already seen it 2 or 3 times. It's on Netflix. Now, you know you love Salem's Lot. No, I do not fuck with Salem's Lot. I watched that when I was a child. I still can remember it now. I can remember that little boy came to the window, knocking on the window. And when he opened the window, he backed little boy, his brother, whatever. I remember that old damn evil vampire, whatever it was. No, I don't mess with Salem's Lot. Nope, do not like it. Great Warrior said great biopic. We talking about Rudy Ray Moore? Great biopic. What are you talking about? All right, people, we've been on 48 minutes. Now, I'm at the 48-minute mark. I'm going to go to an hour, so we get about 12 more minutes to talk. Or as long as y'all keep on. Let me change that. As long as y'all keep sending the questions, I will stay on. I appreciate the ones that are on here now. Like I said earlier, if you just joined here now, I was talking about, I'll go over again, The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, and also 2021 release of Black Adam. I think The Mandalorian is awesome. It is a home run. I think Dave Filoni and what is the other guy's name? Just had it on the tip of my tongue. I forget his name. The guy that directed Iron Man. I think they are doing excellent jobs. Far as Black Adam, The Rock has announced it earlier this week that it's coming out December 2021. I'm anxious to see that. I think he is gonna knock it out of the park. And if you look at for 1 minute and everybody do this, I can smell what he's cooking, and I'm ready for a Black Adam. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Lot. LOL. The remake isn't as scary. The remake of what? You talking about Salem's Lot? Um, I ain't feeling that. Sorry, Lisa. Nomad Comics. Nope. I haven't read those. What type of movie? Jason Lee says. What type of movie do I think Kevin Feige is going to make on Star Wars? I don't know. The next movie that I would do, I heard it. I've heard that after this, the Rise of Skywalker, that Star Wars movies are going to go into a hiatus for a very long time, 5 to 10, somewhere between 5 and 10 years. I think if the Mandalorian is successful, and if Obi-Wan is successful, they may speed that process up. Me personally, I just heard today, Old Republic, they are trying to actively and aggressively go after Keanu Reeves. If Keanu Reeves comes in, his stamp on Old Republic, that is going to be awesome. Can you imagine Keanu Reeves fighting as a Jedi, fighting in the style of John Wick? That would be totally awesome. He has the fighting style of John Wick with a lightsaber. The man is already deadly as F. Have you seen John Wick? If you haven't seen John Wick, you need to go see it right now. I've seen John Wick 1 and 2 and 3. 3 is awesome. One is awesome. 2 is awesome. 3, there's a scene with him and Halle Berry. It's those. She got 2 dogs. I don't know what kind of dogs. They're German Shepherds, Malinois, but she got those dogs highly trained, and the two of them, those 2 dogs, they kill about 200 men in the most efficient and deadly battle I've ever seen in my life. So if he could bring that to the Star Wars, that fighting style with a lightsaber, I was about 2 days get my tickets to see that. So I hope that Keanu Reeves, please, if you hear me, or somebody tell you about this, please join the Star Wars family and do the Old Republic movie. It would be totally awesome. Kevin might make the old or something different. Darth Raven would make a great trilogy. I've heard about him. I've read him. He's always in the lineup. I don't know much about him. I heard that he wanted to do a story about Luke Skywalker's wife. What is her name? I can't think of it. I know she was like the right hand of the Emperor at one time. Mara Jade, I think that's her name. If memory serves me correctly. I think she was. I think they called the right hand of the Emperor, something like that. So, John Wick's. So, Mr. Scott, can you imagine John Wick live? That'd be totally kick-ass. DC Ellie says, try the Trinity Blood anime series. Comes reading. I just have too much of a lot to read as much. I will try it if I see it. I got 2 jobs, work 6 days a week. This is my only free time that I do this with people. Blood, my brother says, is an awesome series. Is that some kind of anime or something? I've never heard of it. Lisa says, I think they should do the Dark Arc comic, the Dark Hawk comics in the movie. I read Dark Arc. He has some kind of alien suit on, if I'm not mistaken. I used to collect that comic book a long time ago. What I didn't know is that Disney owns the rights to Dragon Ball Z. So I think someone should go back in time and shoot whoever made the first Dragon Ball Evolution movie. That movie totally sucked. Booty. And they should hire the Russo brothers, John Favreau, that's his name, or whoever to do Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta is the man. He should be on the big screen. I'm tired of seeing these cartoons. I just watched Brawling about 2 weeks ago. It was awesome. I'm ready to see that in real life. I'm ready to see it done right. Now, the way it was done about 10, 15 years ago, I'm even trying to see that shit. I'm trying to see it done right with a budget. Don't have to be as big as Game or Captain America or Iron Man or Infinity War. It don't have to be that big because we saw firsthand that Joker doesn't need a big budget. Joker movie was made for $55 million and it just passed the billion yesterday. So you don't have to have a big budget. You just got to have a good script, good storyline. But for Dragon Ball Z, of course, you're gonna have the special effects. Gonna be kick ass. But you already got the storyline. All you gotta do, I wouldn't do Dragon Ball. I don't care for Dragon Ball. I saw that Dragon Ball Z when Vegeta and Nappa arrives, and I'd go from there. Do the whole Saiyan series, and do the next series that's next. Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu. They got it. Go to G. They got enough material they can do 4 or 5 movies easy. Just get the right actor. I don't know what Disney sit. They're sitting on a gold man. I don't know why. What is my guilty pleasure movie? I don't know. What is my guilty pleasure movie? We say guilty pleasure, that means it's something that I'm kind of ashamed to admit that I like it and I watch it. You mean is that what you're meaning? Let me see. If that's what you mean, what's a movie that I would be kind of ashamed? If it's a superhero movie, I tell you, I hate to say this, but every time the 1966 Batman come on, and it has all 4 villains, Catwoman, the Riddler, Joker, and the Penguin, I sit down and watch that movie. And it's crap. But I tell you, I have to sit down and watch it. Lisa Haley says, I'm still waiting for ElfQuest movie to be made. I don't have a clue what ElfQuest is, but if you like it, then I hope they make it for you. It doesn't sound like nothing that's going to grab my attention. Like I said, I never heard of it. Witchblade, the series and the anime are good too. Dragon Ball anime, I don't care for how it's drawn. And Lisa, come on now. Dragon Ball Super is awesome. I didn't miss an episode. I am secretly praying and got my fingers and toes crossed and everything else I can cross that Vegeta achieves what Goku has in that form. What is that form called? It was on the tip of my tongue. What is it called? What is it called? God dog it. What's the form that Goku got at the very end? It was damn. Somebody help me out with that. Perfect. It was something. Last form that Goku achieved in Super. Ultra Instinct. There you go, J-Ron. I knew you helped me out. Ultra Instinct. If Vegeta ever gets Ultra Instinct, it's going to be a game changer. And Lisa, I shouldn't even put this up. I'm going to put this up because I like it. But you said Dragon Ball is boring to me. What are you smoking? You need to immediately go to your doctor and have your medicine changed because Dragon Ball Z is, in my opinion, let me change this. You have the right to feel the way you feel. That's fine. That's your opinion, but that's sacrilegious. That's blasphemous. you should be whipped in the middle of Manning. Dragon Ball Z is the best anime, in my opinion. I have not missed an episode. The only series I haven't watched was when it was the bad Goku. I didn't really care for that. But other than that, I watch every other series. But my brother said, let me go back up. I'm sorry. My guilty pleasure is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I like Mortal Kombat. In fact, I am eager to see the new Mortal Kombat. I'm being told that they have um, hired a bunch of the characters. Like I've heard, they've already got the actor to play Sub-Zero. I want to say Scorpion and Raiden, and one of the female characters, Melina, I think it is. Um, so I'm ready to see it. I don't blame you on that. I'll join you in that boat. Mortal Kombat, any of the Mortal Kombats is guilty pleasure. Do you remember the Mortal Kombat TV shows? I think it came on maybe the 90s, 2000, and it starred Liu Kang, and they had a female. She was like a thief. And the other guy was like a ex-army man or whatever or something, and they had Raiden. And then at the end, Shao Kahn win because he was able to trick Raiden into coming into the outworld where he didn't have any power. And they showed a big fight scene at the end, and then Raiden lost and became Shao Kahn's slave because he didn't have any he doesn't have any power in the outworld. That was a good show. If you hadn't seen it, check it out. I think it's on YouTube. Jason Tucker says Disney has partial rights to the 1960 Batman series through the Fox deal. Good deal. Lisa said, try the Beautiful Bones anime. Hellsing, both editions are awesome. Beautiful Bones. Hellsing. I recall Hellsing. Don't know about the Beautiful Bones. Mr. Scott says, I got into Dragon Ball Z from watching the history of Trunks. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I love me some Dragon Ball Z. I can watch it. Dragon Ball Super is even better. So get the Super, and it's on a different. It's Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT on steroids. Not a big fan of GT as much as Super and Dragon Ball, but check it out. You'll like it. Lisa says Mortal Kombat is cool. Yes, it is. Mortal Kombat is very cool. Great Word Guy said used to come on after WCW Monday Nitro. You talking about the old Mortal Kombat show? That is correct. Kung Lao? Yep, that is correct. Mr. Scott, Mortal Kombat Conquest. That is it. That show, that was my joint when it came on. I love it. All right, people. Most of you have also. On with the crash, or we went down, I will. Someone should read the Ronin Warriors. The Ronin Warriors cartoon was hell when it came on. I can't remember what year it came on, but that one with that fire armor, that was hell. I can't remember. I don't know, one was fire, one was water, air, it was hard rock. It was 5 of them. I can't remember what they were. It was fire, water, air. Hard rock was earth. I can't remember the 5th one. Great Word Guys say, dude, we need a Ronin Wars remake. Yep, Ronin Wars was the joint. What we really need is someone to go ahead and get off their butt. Yep, Ryu of the Wildfire. Someone need to get off their butt and make a doggone Thundercats movie. That's what I'm waiting to see. I didn't hear talks of it, but something always falls through. But Thundercats, that was the show. I don't know who could get to play Lion-O, but Panthro, I think Idris Elba would be a fantastic Panther. Chitara, who could play Chitara? I don't know who could play Chitara. Tiger, for some reason, Tiger was always my favorite character besides Lando on there. I like his power, and I like those bolos, boas that he used. Panther was hell, but my favorite two, I was always drawn to Tiger and Lando. Mr. Scott says Raiden stole the show in Conquest. I agree. To me, I can remember that fight scene as clear as day. He had the hammer and he did shoot with lightning. That was fire. I think there's another He-Man. It was a He-Man in the works, but that's been canceled, axed. And plus, they had like a Hispanic to play Prince Adam. Now, I don't care about this race bending. I mean, do what you want to do, but anybody that's a true fan of He-Man knew that He-Man was blonde-haired, blue-eyed, built like The Rock. The guy they had, he was not any of those things. I don't know how they're going to pull that off. I don't know whether he's going to get buffed up and dye his hair and put in contacts. I don't know. But that movie's been killed. Well, Universal needs to get off their butt and get me a Thundercat movie, because that was my joint. Thundercat and Silverhawks, that was a lineup as they get off the school bus. Silverhawks was tattooed. Many people don't remember them, but I remember. Bad guy, what was his name? Mumra. No, not Mumra. What was his name? Monstar. Monstar was the bad guy on Silverhawks. The leader was Quicksilver. The pilot, his name was Bluegrass. Then they had Steelheart and Steel Wheel, the twins. And then they had a Copper Kid. And then the leader was Quicksilver. And their leader was Stargazer, Commander Stargazer. And they had like they were from Earth, but they had to have parts, like mechanical parts, cybernetic parts put on them. And they were partly metal and partly real, and they lived in space for hundreds of years. They lived in the place called Limbo. All right, words guy. See you later, man. I appreciate your support. But that show was awesome too. And like my brother said earlier, some of you may not remember or may remember Brave Star. That was the Indian who was the sheriff of New Texas. He had the strength of the bear. He had powers. Strength of the bear, speed of the puma, ears of the wolf, and eyes of the hawk. He was tight. I can't think of who the bad guy was. Tex Hex was the bad guy, but his boss had some other kind of name too, like a gigantic cybernetic bull or something. I can't think of his name. Voltron. Voltron was good too. I like the Voltron that Swiss Beats did the intro to it. I don't know if you remember that one, Mr. Tucker, but check out Voltron. I'm not sure what year it is, but Swiss Beats, SWIZZ Beats, did the intro song to it. So type in Voltron Swiss Beats intro. Man, that intro was hot. That's the Voltron that I like. Javion Rex. Do you remember Tucker Man? I do. Tucker Man was hell too. You know, you do with that crystal and change that up. Well, one I watched was Techno Man, but I think it's the same thing. Those spider-like creatures, and he used to ride that robot that turned to like a surfboard or whatever, and he could shoot you with that crazy ass gun out his back and all kind of stuff. Yeah, they don't make cartoons like that no more. Some of the stuff now, I'm like, what the hell? But like I said, those are the good old days. I wish that some of these companies could make these movies, these cartoons in the movies, or reboot the cartoon franchise. That'd be awesome. I'm gonna pull out one. I bet you a lot of you may have heard. It's called Mighty Orbots. Have any of you remember that one? Mighty Orbots was one of my all-time favorite cartoons. It only had 13 episodes. It ran for one season. And the reason it would have been more successful, but it would kind of they do very good in their toy sales. And they kind of competed against the GoBots. And to me, GoBots was crap. I never watched. All I remember was Leader One and Psykill. The rest of the shit I couldn't tell you. But Mighty Robots, it was 5 robots. One was named Torg, Bort, Crunch, Boo, and Bo. Each robot had a different power. Torg was like super strong. Boo, that she could control like the elements. No, she could control it. She could be like invisible and all kind of stuff. Bo could control the elements like fire, ice, and water and stuff. Crunch, he could eat anything and convert whatever he ate into power, energy. And then Bort, he was a shapeshifter. He could turn to any kind of device or anything he could think of. And they would combine together to make this one big robot called Mighty Orbot. And when it was fused together, it had all 5 of their powers. So they could turn their hand into this, or they could shoot beams that had ice or whatever, or they could turn, or Crunch could detach and eat something and give them more power. That show was a joy. I love that show. J-Ron says, I think Ben 10 could be a great live action. That could be. I don't know who owns that. I used to watch Ben 10 big time at one time, but then you start getting Super 10 and could change to 100 different things and mix this and mix that. So it kind of outruled me. I lost my attention span, kind of slipped with that. But my grandson's watching from time to time. David said they should bring back Centurions too. I like the Centurions. They had one that was he do everything on land, and one could do everything in water, and one could do everything in space or in the sky. The Ace McCloud, and Jake Rockwell was one of them, and I can't think of the one in the water. They used to powers extreme, and then the parts would come down and clamp on them, and it was tight. Straight Jacket is a good anime. You are the queen of anime shows, books and stuff, because I don't know any of this stuff. The only anime that I'm aware of that I really know a little bit about is Dragon Ball, and my brother watched the one. What's the one? Yeah, have all the swords and stuff when they back. I never watched it, but he watched it a lot. Then I watched that one. His hand had like a face or something, or his hand was alive, but it could separate from his body, and he wore a glove over it, and he took the glove off, and the hand could talk to him, and all kind of crazy stuff. I can't think of his name. D or something. D the Vampire Slayer. I watch Afro Samurai. Now that was my show. I like that. I wish they'd bring that. I wish they made that to live action. I would definitely go see it. Bleach, yeah. Watch Bleach. Naturo, I've heard of them, but I don't watch all that. Some people talking about how Bleach, Naturo. I got a co-worker, man, Vampire Hunter D. Yep, I've seen that before. In Fist of the North Star, I've seen that before. So I've seen some anime, but it's been a minute since I've seen it. But one of my co-workers at work, man, have you seen One Punch Man? No, I have not seen One Punch Man, because One Punch Man looks like a chump to me. I do not like the way he looked. that bald head and that one piece unitard suit and that cape, whatever. I know he may be a badass, but I don't believe he can beat the Saiyans. I just don't believe it. You might can tell me. If I look it up, I might say it, but no, he does not tickle my fancy. I haven't watched One Punch Man. I don't have no desire to watch One Punch Man. I'm gonna have to be tricked into watching it, and I'm gonna have to be tied down and my eyelids taped open so I can't close them. Because in my mind, and this is my opinion, my show, I'm gonna say it. Dragon Ball Z is the best. So I don't want to hear about no One Punch Man. No. Mr. Scott says, I just started watching Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the thing with the cards. We call them things. Yeah, I never could get to that. I mean, that ain't my cup of tea. I'm not saying that it isn't good, but I'm saying it's not my cup of tea. It's nothing that draws me to the TV to watch it. Miss Hilly says, don't care for the way it's drawn. Don't care for the way what's drawn. Vampire Hunter D or Bleach. I've read some of the Bleach books, but I don't like the way their books go reverse to where ours go. So that kind of threw me off. That ain't nothing I really care about. I've heard Bleach as hell, but I don't know. Let's see. You think Marvel should put Blade in a Disney Plus series first or go straight to a movie? Oh, Blade's going to a movie. Uh, in fact, it's already in. Um, if you heard me earlier, this show, I think it's in episode. It's slated for phase 5. So, Charlie, however you pronounce the name, Charlie Ali. Yeah, I guarantee he's working on fighting styles now and slimming down or beefing up or doing whatever you got to do because he know that a lot of fans are pro Wesley Snipes and that Wesley Snipes was the epitome of Blade. I don't like One Punch either. I get what you're saying now. But Wesley Snipes was the man. He was built. He was born to be Blade, and it's going to be big shoes to fill, in my opinion. He has the look, but I don't know if he got that fight style. Wesley Snipes was already heavily into martial arts, so it was an easy transition for him playing that part. I don't know how well Mr. Ali can learn martial arts that looks believable, and how much hard work, sweat, blood, and tears you're gonna put into that character. The acting part, yeah, of course he's gonna hit a home run because he's a fabulous actor. But as far as doing the martial arts part, I don't know. Wesley Snipes is going to be hard to beat. The only person I think that might be can do just as good a job as Wesley Snipes is Michael J. White. But I don't know. I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see. I don't think they're going to put Blade into Disney Plus. That's going straight to the movie. I'm almost certain they're going to start working on that here fairly soon. It is giving Mr. Ali time enough to get proficient in martial arts so he can be believable once they start filming. And we'll see that 2021. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do we have any I am going to end the show. I'm going to end the show by saying I appreciate you all for joining me and participating in my show. Get the fans reintroduced to the character. I mean, it sounds good, but I don't think that's going to happen. The true hardcore fans are going to know Blade, and then the ones that don't know, once they start showing those commercials and start promoting, it's gonna come. It's gonna drop. It's gonna be easy. Um, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I think Blade's gonna be a success as long as you got a good script, and special effects are getting better and better each day. So I don't think that's gonna be a problem. Um, like I was saying earlier, I appreciate you all for joining me on my chat. I need about 70 more subscriptions to have my 1,000, which is required by YouTube to go where I can start monetizing and making a little bit of money. Not that I want money, but it'd be nice to be able to do this and get some compensation for it. Please tell your friends. Please share this link. Any questions you may have, like I said, I try to do this every Sunday. The time may vary based on, because I'm competing heavily with the NFL. Also, I do a weekly trip to Florence, turn in paperwork from one of my other jobs. So it usually ranges sometime between 2 and the time that I started, which is 7. Somewhere in 2 to 7, I'll try and send out links. Or if you subscribe to my channel, please hit that notification bell. And anytime that I put up material, you will be notified so you can join in the conversation. Also, if you have a camera set up like mine on your phone, I can invite you to the chat and you can talk just like I can. I'll send the link out. I can bring in up to 6 people and we can have an open discussion. In fact, if any of you want to do that now, let me know and I'll show you how it works and we can go from there. But you got to have your camera on your phone, or if you get a camera on your computer, I'll be able to see and hear you. So if you want me to see the link and we'll be able to see each other, talk to each other. All I ask is that you got to have headphones on so the feedback won't interfere with the conversation. But StreamYard, download StreamYard. It is one of the best systems ever. StreamYard is one of the best systems ever. So download that and you can be able to talk to 5 of your friends. You can discuss, see what's going on, see each other face to face. Just look. Want to do it, just let me know. Like I said, I do this every Sunday between the hours of 2 and 7. Please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up and notification. I appreciate you all. Please help me get to my 1,000 subscribers. That's what I need. Until next Sunday, y'all stay cool, stay stay safe. And in the words of the Mandalorian, I have spoken.